Hi, I'm Scott. I'm a Quiet Place fan.
Hi, I'm Senthil, and I'm a Bird Box fan.
So the two of us have decided, since we disagree, we're going to start watching as many horror movies as we can and come up with a new way of rate them. Come join us. Hey, good afternoon, Senthil.
Good afternoon, Scott. How's it going?
You know what? I'm doing good. It's been a while, so I'm happy to be back.
I'm glad to be back too. Looking forward to getting more movie reviews under our belt.
Oh yeah. Hey, and I've got one for you, and I know we both watched it. It was the one I picked for this week, and it's called The Nest, and it's directed by, my apologies here, suddenly it's too low, James Suttles. And this movie was actually made for $87,000. All right, so I just want to lay that groundwork that it was done for $87,000. So your first initial thoughts on this film, Cynthia, what do you think?
The theme was very common. We've seen this kind of um, infestation type of movie before, and some of the effects, clearly that's where the money went. Some of the effects were unsettlingly gruesome for me. Gosh, I have a bug phobia, so this was just like,
Oh, really?
especially the final scene, really got to me. It was well done in terms of creep factor, but when I saw this, I thought that the story didn't quite work for me. I don't know that they achieved what they were hoping to get. Aside from some of the creep factor from the bugs and the infestation,
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot out of this. How about you?
So I actually thought the teddy bear was the freakiest thing in the whole damn film.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, where did they get a teddy bear with eyes that big, first of all? So I was,
that was freaky. I've never seen a teddy bear with eyes that large.
and then the way that the creatures emerged from this, from the stuffed animal was creepy. I mean, it really was this whole, giving birth. I mean, it was creepy and kind of unsettling. The thing about this movie was I thought that it really had some potential. It could have taken that step, like you and I have talked about, like a Psycho Gorman,
Yeah.
open 24 hours, where it has this really wonderful build to it, or it has a comic point to it. And then you'll kind of get surprised by the end. You kind of go, whoa, what the heck just happened? And although the ending of this was a little surprising to me, actually it was the ending that kind of pissed me off, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The thing was, Cynthia, what I was disappointed with this film was I actually saw that and went, holy crap, they're using a stuffed animal to build, take over a child, move to the next home, I thought that was genius. I thought, what a great idea. It just didn't go over well. I mean, I don't know if it was the acting. I don't know if it was the story and how they evolved it. I couldn't get into it.
The dialogue delivery and the acting didn't sell it as well for me. The concept is great. The teddy bear, like you said, it's a bit of a throwback to reminder to Alien. I thought that was
Yes.
I don't know if it's intentional or not. So there could have been a very Psycho Gorman comic twist to this, because you have effectively some alienish species out of a teddy bear stomach rather than a human being and taking over people. But then the story became very serious, and it didn't quite work.
It didn't. So I will say there was a part in this movie that it just pissed me off. Right. And it was so, and I don't want to give away the character, but it happens towards the end of the film. She wakes up and one of these creatures is right there. Right.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. She knows that they're trying to, why didn't she leave?
yeah.
And that's the only reason the movie worked, right? The only reason the movie worked after that point was because she didn't leave. And I get it. It's the whole Geico commercial. Let's go hide in the cemetery. It just, for me, when I got to that point, I went, well, oh, come on. Really?
Not only that, but when the character we're talking about is about to be taken over, I thought, it's just a bug. It's just a bug.
Right.
Don't just lay there and scream with your mouth open so it can crawl in. Smash it. I mean,
Well,
how hard can it be?
Well, and that's the other thing, Simple, too, that kind of, it wasn't like some weird alien creature, right? This
Right.
is actually it's some form of scorpion. I think it's called a whip scorpion, is what it is.
Yeah.
But really, you're just gonna and let it crawl into your mouth while you're screaming, and so there was opportunity there where a little bit of budget could have been spent to make this creature actually something that you didn't have a choice. I mean, where it pries your mouth open or it does something, it has giant pinchers that pull. But this is a whip scorpion that doesn't even have pinchers. I mean, it was that was to me too. It was like, God, you had a good idea. Take it to that next level,
Yeah.
you know?
Versus just sitting there and watching the teddy bear stomach open up and a bug crawl out of it and come in your mouth.
Come in your mouth. Might have been better.
There was a lot of. I like the fact that you referred to psychic government because it could have been that. I think the director definitely has some experience creating movies.
Yeah.
Definitely showed that this is not new to the director, and so there were good qualities about it that I did like. While it's a micro budget, I thought the acting was better than some of the other micro budgets we've seen.
I would agree. They had Dee Wallace. I mean, I was shocked when I saw Dee Wallace. I mean, she was the horror, prom. I mean, she was in so many horror films,
Yeah.
So I'm just shocked that they were able to get her in there. And then I believe it's either his daughter or his wife also stars in the film.
I see. And I like the fact that this did a good job of background music.
Yes.
Atmospheric music, that was effective as well. So,
and I thought the scenes were well set up too, Senthil. I mean, I thought the air, where they were shooting and what they were doing was good. I really loved. So one of the things I liked about this was the desire to be with her, right? Yeah. And so after an infection, suddenly you're attached to the mom. Yeah. And I went, okay, that's a really cool concept. And I think that's why I was disappointed, Simple, at the end of it, is that there was good dialogue. I mean, we're not talking great, but it was good.
Yeah.
The story was there. The locations were there. The idea was there. And it just never came together. Even with the ending, like you said, the ending was creepy.
It was, and I will admit that I didn't see that direction. It should have been obvious.
Yeah.
Don't want to give any spoilers away, but given the nature of the infestation, that made sense in a way, but all the pieces did not flow together as well as it could have.
Yeah.
But this is better than a lot of other micro budgets we've seen.
I would agree. And I actually thought the makeup work at the end on her was really just off-putting. It was well done.
It was spot on. The scenes where the insect was coming out of the stomach, gruesome, and the final scene, like I said, I'm a bug for you. That really. So when I saw the poster for this movie, I expected a lot different than what I actually saw. Because, like I said, we've seen this concept of the movie before. But overall, would you recommend this to another horror fan?
No, probably not. I mean, if you had a few moments to sit down, it wasn't a long film. It's 90 minutes. So if you had 90 minutes to watch something, you're looking for something that's a little, different, maybe a little bit on the bizarre side. I would say, sit down and watch it. Would I sit and go, hey, I would recommend this over like a Psycho Gorman or an Open 24 Hours? No.
Yeah, it definitely would be the same for me. It just didn't have enough unique elements that would make me want to recommend it.
I would recommend it over The Greasy Strangler, though.
I was actually thinking about that, but The Greasy Strangler, while it was very off-putting,
yes,
it was different. If you're a horror fan, you're probably going to want to watch The Greasy Strangler because it is so incredibly different and unapologetically different,
right? Very much so.
No excuses, but that was not the case here. So it's been fantastic. Once again, any final thoughts, Matt?
No, again, I'm absolutely amazed what people can do with very little money. Simple, and that's what keeps me watching these films, right? It's the idea that they were able to film this for $87,000. Now I know that sounds like for a lot of people, 87,000 is a lot of money, but when it comes to making a film, it's not. And to be able to do what they did here for $87,000, I'm always impressed. That's why I love doing these with you, because these micro budget films, there are some diamonds in the rough.
Absolutely. This director clearly has experience and talent. It just didn't work in this particular movie, but yeah, absolutely impressive for what they did with the micro budget. I'm always amazed.
All right, Synthel. Hey, I'll see you next week.
See you next week.